Hey guys, I'm Mark. Today I'm really excited because today is corn harvest day. I've been waiting for this for a while. This corn to my left here is a large block that I planted for sake of freezing it. I'm going to show you how I do that later in the video. But this bed is 24 feet by 32 feet and I've got it planted in with Anthem hybrid corn. This is the first year that I've grown this corn. Last year I grew a variety called American Dream. That was an excellent variety also. I've had some of this already. I've started to pick off about a couple dozen ears so far I've pulled out of here, and it's just been awesome. It's been exceptional corn. One thing that you want to pay attention to when you're growing your corn is you want to only grow one variety at a time. If you're growing more than one variety at a time, you have to make sure that it's planted far away from so that you don't get cross-pollination. You want to have at least 300 feet or so. It's a long way that you want to have it. It's because corn is wind pollinated, and if it pollinates another variety, you'll get all kinds of weird stuff going on with the cob. So I did want to tell you that, preface that. You can grow another variety, you just have to make sure that it's not flowering the same time. But anyway, this is Anthem hybrid. It's an excellent bicolor corn and it's ready to go. One of the ways you can tell it's ready is these tassels up top start to turn brown. And I'm going to freeze it all up. And the key to this is you're going to want to do this fast. The faster the better. A lot of gardeners won't even touch their corn on the stalks until they already have water boiling in their kitchen. Now that's going to be if you're eating it fresh, but for sake of freezing it, it's going to be the same concept, because once you pick this ear, the sugars in there start to turn to starch like right away. So you want to make sure before your harvest you got yourself all set up. What I've got to my right here is a big bin that I'm going to wind up putting the corn in, and then I've got a cooler full of ice that I'm just going to sort of layer in there as I fill it up with corn. I'm going to do a layer of corn, then a layer of ice, layer of corn, so on and so forth. And that's going to keep it a little more cool. It's going to slow down the process of the sugar turning to starch as I get it from here to where I'm going to be freezing it at, which is going to be my mom's place. She lives right down the road from here, and she's got a nice screen porch on the back of her house. It's a great place to sort of spread out and process things in bulk like this. So why don't we go ahead and get started. I'll pick one off here just to show you. Again, this is Anthem hybrid. And that's what the inside looks like. My favorite way to eat corn, honestly, is just right out in the garden. Super sweet. Do a taste test on it before you go ahead and freeze it. If it just rained or something like that, it might make the flavor a little bit more mild. You might want to let the sunshine hit it a little bit and get some more sugar in there. But this is ready to go. It tastes fantastic. Another thing about water that I wanted to mention was, for about the past week, I've been cognizant of trying to get a whole lot of water on this patch of corn in order to just swell up the kernels during its final stages while it's finishing. But anyway, let's go ahead and get all this picked. I'll set that down for right now. It's nice to have a little bin, or you could have a bag or a pillowcase with you. This just allows you enough, it's like you don't have to bundle it all up in your arms. You can carry a lot more this way in between trips to the cooler. But there's nothing complicated here. You just go right along and snap them off, and a lot of these stalks will have one ear that's ready. Some will have two, and then some will have a smaller ear that's going to be developing on there. And those will just take a little bit more time to size up. It's not going to be quite as nice or as big as a harvest as this one by far, but it's still going to be a nice little second crop. Anyways, there's my little bin there. I'm just going to fill this up, and as I go, I'll drop it into this bin. As I say, I'll cover it over with ice just enough to keep it cool for its little journey over to my mom's place. And for now, I'm just going to get in here, pick everything that's ready, fill this bin up, and probably another bin of the same size, and get it over to her house, and I will meet you guys over there. All right, guys, now I'm over at my mom's house. This is her back porch. This is where I've spent a lot of birthdays over the years, family birthdays. Every one of my birthdays has involved sitting at this picnic table right here. I've got all the corn over here. It's a great place to process corn and any kind of bulk thing because I'm in the shade. I got my fan on. I get to talk to my mom. She's not here right now, by the way. She's still at the grocery store, so I kind of snuck in. But you can see I've got my corn here still on ice, staying nice and cool. That's going to keep the sugars from going to starch quite as quickly. I've went ahead and I shucked a whole bunch of ears, and now what I'm going to do is take the kernels off of each cob and then get them put into Ziploc bags, which are then going to go into the freezer. The way I do this is really simple. Here's one of the cobs of the Anthem XR corn. I got this thing online this year. This is new for me. It's a little corn husking tool, and it costs less than 10 bucks. I love it. It's super easy. I used to use a knife to do this, but this just works so much better. A knife works good too, a serrated knife, but this is just so fast once you get the hang of it. And by the hang of it, I mean, you know, this is what I've done so far, and I'm already sort of zooming through compared to what I would be able to get done with a knife. But it's got that curve to it, so you can get more kernels off. I don't know if you can see that curve on there, but that curve wraps around the ear of the corn and you can get more kernels off per stroke that you go down. It's great. This bin that I'm slicing the stuff into, you can see there's this little red thing in here. That's just like a ramekin. And you could use anything that's sort of a similar shape. You put that in your bowl or your your dish that you're carving it into, and that just helps to sit the corn cob up so that you have a little bit more room to work. I just love this tool. It's so fast. Does such a thorough job. But from there, see, I got my trash can right here. That's all ready for the compost pile. From here, I'm going to take a 1 cup measure, and I don't blanch this corn or anything. Same thing with my green beans. A lot of people blanch their corn or their green beans before they put it in the freezer. I don't. I find this works just fine for me. Last year we froze a bunch up, and it's just so nice to have during the winter time where you just want something from the garden. This gives you your fix. So there's 3 nice cups in there. Little tip, little trick. Put your date on the bag before you fill it up, before your hands get all wet and sticky and you're handling the stuff. The marker just works so much better on a dry surface. But there you have it. It's Holly. Holly, come here. You want to try some? Come here. Come here. This way. Step up. Step up. Yeah. Holly likes coming over mom's too. But my mom's cat doesn't really love Holly. But we're working on that. Anyway, I've got a lot of work ahead of me for this afternoon. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Nice day to sit out on the porch. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time.